Hey guys, what's up? Alright, so a couple of annoying things have happened lately. And I'll discuss that, and I'll also talk about more leaks, or I don't even know if I should call them leaks anymore, because I gotta be careful what I say or type. But yeah, I want to talk about Sonic Frontiers, obviously. So I'm going to get through all that, and I also want to talk about something that's been going on with leaks and the Sega Ninjas or Sega Shinobi. So we're going to get to all of that. But before I do, be sure to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's see if we can get to 100k subs before the year is out. But alright, first we need to talk about the hypocrisy of revealing leaks and about Sega. Now, I've been speculating a lot. Prem and I have been speculating that Sega would one day turn into Paramount. What I mean by that is how Paramount has gotten really cocky since the success of the Sonic movies. Remember before, during the whole ugly Sonic movie phase, when everyone was just bashing on Paramount? They didn't really copy strike or claim anyone because they were just trying to gain favor from us. They were trying to show everyone that they can make the movie good and take criticism. So yeah, it wasn't until after Sonic Movie 1's success that they started copy striking and claiming videos. That's the same thing that's going on with Sega now. But the problem with Sega is Sonic Frontiers isn't even out yet. You know, it's not even out yet, and they are getting really cocky prematurely just because they've got a couple of good impressions, positive impressions and early reviews of Sonic Frontiers from the demo, or because Daddy Sakurai complimented the game saying that he would definitely buy it. So it's making them feel themselves a little bit too much, you know, and get cocky. I knew they were going to start claiming videos and stuff for no reason. Well, remember that leak, that big huge leak from Acro that came out the other day, covering the opening cutscene and all that jazz. Now, a lot of Sonic tubers were covering that, and I knew it would be risky because the original video was copy strike by Sega. It was re-uploaded and copy strike by Sega again because, I mean, it was showing cutscenes, you know, that we haven't seen yet. So I decided to cover it and show screenshots. Now, I knew the risks that would come with this. Unlike Paramount, which falsely gave me copyright strikes on, you know, shit that I made, like that Sonic Movie 3 logo that I created from scratch for April Fools, or the other video where I was just discussing Sonic Movie 2 leaks. This one I actually showed screenshots, but I was like, let's see what would happen. If I get striked by Sega, then it is what it is. I will accept defeat and take the L. So over 24 hours passed, nothing happened to the video. Then it finally got striked, and when I saw that, I was like, oh crap, Sega finally got me. But it wasn't Sega. It was a third party called Capio. And I was like, who the hell is Capio? They gotta be illegitimate, you know? Like, this doesn't make sense. Is this one of those fake people who issue fake copy strikes? But no, I talked it over with my network and with my insider who's friends with Sega reps, and he said no, it's clear that Sega is behind this. They went to a third party anti-piracy site to copy strike my video because they knew that they weren't going to be able to copy strike it themselves because my video actually followed fair use. So I was like, huh, that's very, very interesting. Now, lo and behold, the same thing happened to another Sonic tuber, Unleash. In this tweet, he says, nah, what the hell? This is absolute BS. I've got a strike on a Sonic Frontiers, not by Sega, but from a literal nobody. Didn't even cover the massive leak either. It was all footage from GPF SCT. So, I talked to him about this. Capio ended up reversing the strike, retracting it, you know, and restoring his video. But they didn't do that to me. Now, I'll get into that later. But one of my friends reached out to Unleashed and told him what was going on, because at first he was thinking that it was a fake company. No, they're real, Capio, but Sega is behind it. My friend told him Sega took down your video. It happened to Gamer Guy. And Unleashed says, Capio Sega? My friend says his network deduced that it was still Sega, just they were hiding behind Capio to report on him. It's an anti-piracy site. And Unleashed says, for fuck's sake. Now, this sets a dangerous precedent because now Sega has to copy strike all the Sonic tubers that covered leaks info from SGF, you know, Summer Games Fest. And I want to get to that because it's like, what Sega is doing is really weird because it's like, why didn't they copy strike all the leaked content we covered, everybody covered, during Summer Games Fest? Remember when they had their bouncers, Sega reps literally blocking people, preventing people from recording? Everything we saw from that day was shit we weren't supposed to see. You know, it was cyberspace footage. I even talked about it that time, you know, about an insider saying that the reason why Sega didn't want us to see that is because they knew everyone would complain. And then I see, you know, Sonic Twitter. That's why I was silent about this copy strike, because I knew Sonic Twitter would gloat because it happened to me. I wanted to wait until it happened to other people. They've already copy striked other people. I told Prem too to stay on your guard because they might copy strike yours as well. And I'm seeing people, won't name names, that are complaining about the leaks that other Sonic tubers have covered. And it's very hypocritical. You know, Sonic Twitter always likes to push the goalpost. You know, they will defend anybody. They love to bootlick. They did the same with Paramount. Now all of a sudden y'all care about leaks? What about when everyone covered them SGF demo leaks? We clearly weren't supposed to see those, but y'all made videos anyway, right? Only reason y'all saying this shit now is because the Sega Shinobi is striking shit down, which is true. And then some people tried to rebuttal saying, because those leaks weren't that big, it only leaked some of the puzzles and enemies on the island, not the big boss at the end of the first island. Honestly, I don't even care the first cutscene got leaked, but that boss fight, I do not want to see whatsoever. And he says, doesn't matter if the leaks weren't that big. We weren't supposed to see the SGF demo at all. Yet everyone still covered them. Same thing with the Gamescom demo. People bypassed the 15-minute time limit and we saw a bunch of new cutscenes. People didn't care for spoilers then. You can't push the goalpost. No one gives a fuck about what you want to see, what you don't want to see. Leaks are leaks. You know, Sega's got to treat them all equally. What's so special about these leaks? You know what, when it comes to video games, I don't give a fuck about story. It's not the same as a movie. It's not like someone spoiling that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are in Spider-Man No Way Home, or that Aunt May dies in the movie. That's a spoiler. I know Frontiers is more heavy on the story, but it's like, unless if this game is like The Quarry or God of War, the Tomb Raider reboot, games that have a huge emphasis on the story, I don't care. Video game is a video game, and like what was shown in the cutscenes is stuff we already know from the synopsis. Tails and Amy, wow, first time we're seeing Tails in Sonic Frontiers. I mean, Tails has only been in the Sonic franchise since like 1992. Super Sonic versus the Titan boss, didn't we see that in the TGS trailer? There's nothing new there, you know, and I didn't even show like the full boss. Just screenshot. Or like when Eggman was trying to hack the AI of Sage, that's all in the synopsis. So it's crazy. So I had to get down to the bottom of this. So I contacted Capio about this and they asked me for the video ID. I showed them the video ID and here's what they said. Because even my insider said that, yeah, I mean, this is stuff we've already seen, so Sega had no business going to Capio to take down your video. If it was really legit infringement, they would have taken it down themselves like they did before. So I wrote to Capio and they said, thanks for the ID. The video contains images we have been requested to remove, which is why the content was reported. So I replied, who requested you to take this down though? Because that was a mistake. You have taken down other Sonic content creators' videos that didn't show any images either. If this was a legitimate takedown, it would be from Sega. And then I wrote to him about how I learned that it was Unleashed and everything that had his video taken down. Then Capio replied by, hi, your video contains images with the Acro LVM screenshots, which is why the strike has not been retracted. All infringing videos are reported, but YouTube determines when the content is removed. So I'm like, then why are other videos containing that screenshot still up? This is the same gameplay footage that everyone has covered, and I can show you all the YouTubers who have covered the gameplay footage with that Acro LVM watermark. Sega themselves have taken down the Acro LVM video footage, which I did not post. I only covered it. If I really violated copyright laws, then Sega would have copyright strike me themselves because they did that to the original uploader of the Acro LVM twice. This is severe abuse of copyright tools because why am I singled out like this when so many other YouTubers have covered the Acro LVM using fair use and their videos are still up? Furthermore, Unleashed video covered the same topic I did. It just had a different watermark. And these watermarks are from people who recorded the footages with their cameras just to gain clout and attention. Like, these are names of YouTubers. This is a false copyright strike and you know this. I am extremely upset at this and my network, Federator Studios, has been notified. If you do not retract my copyright strike, this will be escalated and my strike will be removed by next week either way. I've been through this more than once in the past from Paramount and my strike always gets retracted. And Paramount is a much bigger company and I've still won those cases. This doesn't make sense because the only reason why they telling me that the strike will remain is because of the watermark Acro. Acro LVM is a YouTuber. You know, he just put his watermark there to gain clout. It covers the same footage as other footages we've seen using potato camera quality, like the cyberspace stages. I was expecting Web Capio to talk about the cutscenes. You know, like, oh, it's showing cutscenes that Sega doesn't want people to see. But Web Capio didn't even mention cutscenes. All they did was mention the watermark. So they're actually digging themselves a hole. Because by mentioning the watermark, it's like, okay, a lot of Sonic Frontiers camera footage has watermarks, and a lot of them covers the same material that Acro covered, the cyberspace stages. So are you saying that everyone now who has uploaded content with the Acro watermark, like Prem and all that with the cyberspace stages, they're going to get copy strike because of that watermark? So you seeing here, this is not making any sense. Even my insider said that, yeah, they're pushing the goalpost and this is very unprofessional of them. So I'm going to get this clear. Like, this is completely dumb. It's like, yo, guys, I did fair use. And you know, the thing with fair use is all these companies and third-party sites always try to dance around it to try to prove their reason. But there is no reason. Like I said, I knew the risk posting this video, but they didn't even address that. I was expecting Sega to come forth and like, hey, yo, we don't want you guys to be leaking story cutscenes. We're really not about that. You can show the gameplay, but don't show the cutscenes or even screenshot that. I didn't get that response at all. It was just from Web Capio talking about watermark, when everybody who's recorded footage puts their watermark. So what do you mean by that? The watermark, everyone has their own watermark covering the same footage. So whatever, that's the end of my rant, but this will be settled and I will get this strike removed because this is just evidence that I'm going to use for my network. You know, Web Capio dug themselves a hole and my counterclaim has already been forwarded to them, so they have a couple days to actually file a lawsuit with this, which they won't do. So, but anyway, on to other news. Now, in one of Prem's previous videos, he talked about how speedrunners, especially that guy who leaked footage of Sonic Frontiers, can beat Kronos Island in like 35 minutes. Now, there are different ways of speedrunning this because I know a lot of you guys are wondering, wait, I thought Azuka said this game takes about 20 to 30 hours to complete. Double that for people who are trying to 100% it. But maybe he was exaggerating because there's many ways you can use to cheese around to beat these islands very quickly. Like even the Sonic Frontiers page says that it's because of those blue token signs. They are kind of broken because they give a lot of memory tokens alongside vault keys. People who replayed the demo skipped most of what the open zone offers and focused more on memorizing the places of those signs so they can progress way faster. So that's why. All I can say is we are definitely doing that speed run Sonic Tuber event. Prem and I have been planning on like doing a speed run, hosting a Sonic Tuber speed run event of Sonic Frontiers towards the end of November when everyone has already played and beaten the game. And so far, Velcomia is down for it. I think Temzy is also interested. You know, I'm also approaching other Sonic Tubers as well, like Beats, who's a modder. So yeah, we're planning on making this a big Sonic Tuber event, a huge speed run. This is going to be fun because these are the type of games I love to speed run. You know, unlike games like Sonic Forces where the level design is just so bad, you can just air boost Sonic across the level. Like, that's not fun. The next thing I want to talk about is the third island in Sonic Frontiers finally has a name. It's called Chaos Island. Now, when I first heard this, I was upset. I was like, what the hell? Man, why isn't it called Hades? You know, I was certain it was going to be called Hades Island, and I thought Chaos Island was a pretty lame name. I'm like, it's just like Chaos. What? Because I was like, Hades would have fit so perfectly. But then I started thinking, I was like, wait, ever since those spoiler leaks were revealed, we saw what appears to look like Chaos. I'm not going to show it because I don't want Web Capio to be on my ass again, but we saw a creature that looked very much like Chaos. Like, we could see through its head, see the brain and everything. So is Chaos in this game? Is Chaos in Sonic Frontiers? Because if that's the case, then that would explain why the third island is called Chaos. I mean, if you look at these pictures here, it says explore the perils of Kronos Island, push your limits on Ares Island, and uncover the mysteries of Chaos Island. Now let's go back. When it says explore the perils of Kronos Island, the perils are like the Guardians, the Titans, Giganto, the boss, Sage. Sonic is meeting all these enemies for the first time. Push your limits on Ares Island. I mean, this is when Sonic is facing tougher enemies, tougher bosses. He's also getting stronger, so he's pushing his limits now to progress. And the third one, uncover the mysteries of Chaos Island. Mystery. I'm pretty sure this island will be the most mysterious as it's going to be linked to Chaos. And it could be the possible birthplace of the Chaos Emeralds. Now, I know you guys are like, wait, it's not Angel Island? But I remember what Ian Flynn said before. One person explained that we know via Ian Flynn that Sega has concocted a canon origin of the Chaos Emeralds, right? Maybe Chaos Island has something to do with that. A possible birthplace of the emeralds, because gems typically emerge from volcanic rock. That's true. And as well, in his Bumblecast, when asked whether Sega has anything planned surrounding the origins of the Chaos Emeralds, he has said that they have something surrounding this in company, but he can't talk about it. So that has to be Sonic Frontiers related. Now, the origins of the Chaos Emeralds have never been specified. It's pretty much been, open-ended, but they can really cement the origins in Chaos Island and have Chaos there. That would totally explain why we saw Chaos in that vision Supersonic had. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? I think that's very possible. And as for Chaos Island, it still goes along with Greek mythology and the Greek mythos. It says Chaos was, most Greek cosmologies tell us, the very first of all, the origin of everything, the empty, unfathomable space at the beginning of time. But it was more than just a gaping void, as its name is usually translated from ancient Greek. Personified as a female, Chaos was the primal feature of the universe, a shadowy realm of mass and energy from which much of what is powerful and mostly negative and dark in the world would stem forth in later genealogies, kind of like the Shadow Realm or Limbo. Yeah, it says here, in Christian theology, the same term is used to refer to the gap or the abyss created by the separation of heaven and earth. So that's pretty interesting. I do like how Sonic Team is continuing with the Greek mythos of the island. So Chaos Island definitely is an intentional name for the island, and I feel like it's going to have to do with the origins of the Chaos Emeralds and Chaos. But we shall see. What do you guys think about all this? Let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, that's all I got for now. So hopefully things get resolved with the whole web Capio situation. Gotta be careful covering them leaks now, and I don't think I'm showing screenshots again. But take care. And until next time, I'm out.